Welcome back to Killtocraft Podcast episode 11. I'm Vanessa, your host. I come from Yorkshire. Hi! On today's episode, I have for you some finished objects, some works in progress, got the prize draw for the brioche cal to get on with, and some thank yous and chatter basically. So you can find me over on Ravelry as Killtocraft. You can find me on Instagram as Nessa Townley, and you can find all the show notes for this podcast and all the others at www.killtocraft.wordpress.com. So I hope you are all right this weekend. I'm good. I am excited because we've got so much going on. I am having Twining's buttermint tea today, and Stephanie of London House Yarns has gotten me slightly addicted to this. I found a shop about half an hour away, but it's about 5-10 minutes away from my work, that actually sells this, so I am hooked, and I keep getting lifts there after work with other members of staff so I can actually pick up boxes of this tea and some others because they sell a good range. Got to stock up when you find it. Still quite warm to drink though, so I might wait for that to cool down a little bit. So, I want to give a few thank yous to all of old and new viewers, and to those of you who have joined in on the Ravelry Group. Thank you so much. It's so nice to have all of you guys joining up there and having chatter and seeing you all just actually getting to know each other and joining in on the knit-alongs and sharing progress pictures. It's just so nice, and keep doing so. I love to get to know you all, and it's just so nice to have you there. I also want to say a big thank you to, I'm probably going to mess this up, Maya of the Sojo Mylin podcast. I hope I said that alright. She said a really nice few things about the podcast, and she's actually a new to me podcast, but she said some lovely things, and she's not been too well recently either, and she's been showing off a few of her knitting projects that she's making for Christmas, which are lovely. So hiya Maya, it's nice to meet you. She came to me to let me know that she'd watched the podcast and enjoyed it, so that was really sweet. The next person I want to say thank you to is Carleen of Made in Carleen As You podcast. Hiya! She's a beautiful person, and she makes some lovely things and spins some lovely things. So envious. And now she's got a wheel as well. I don't even spin enough on my drop spindle, but I'd still love a wheel. And she's got a pink one. I always say I don't wear pink that often, and I find that most days I have something pink on, which is silly. Anyway, tangent. But she made a gorgeous vintage prim hat by Andrea Mowry, who did the Brioche-licious shawl, and she added that into the brioche knit-along cal, and she mentioned the knit-along and my podcast, and she's very sweet. So I wanted to send my love over to you, and also mention that I love your new mug and project bag. So cool. I'm a little bit jealous and envious. I do not mind a mug that swears for my tea. I don't have it today with me, but I do have a mug with a bit of swearing on. cheers me up. And she also got a project bag with some funny hiker lumberjack men on it, and I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was really cool. I'd have bought that. Next to Mina of the Knitting Expat podcast, because she mentioned the Cal and showed off her entry of the Exploration Station shawl, which is absolutely stunning. And I just want to say hiya. Did I say Maya? Mina? Oh dear God. Mina of the Knitting Expat podcast. God, I'm getting all jumbled up today. It's because I've got so much stuff to talk about and I'm getting in a flap because it's the beginning of the podcast and I always do at the beginning. It's weird, isn't it? But Mina kindly mentioned the knit along, and I want to promise Mina that in future when I do a hashtag for a knit along, I might make it a bit simpler to remember, because every time she's tried to put the hashtag on for my knit along, she's unfortunately got it the wrong way around, and I've had to put it in for her. But she's made a lovely shawl. It's absolutely stunning, and she's so fast at knitting. Jealous. In my mouth. I also want to mention a friend of the podcast, which is, I think it's Julia, Humbug Watson. Anyway, on Instagram and on Ravelry. I think she's still the same on Ravelry. Oh God, I've got an itchy eye now. Just continues. Anyway, I want to welcome her to the podcasting community because she started her own podcast called General Waist Knits. Hiya! I watched her first episode a couple of days ago, and she also mentioned her work in progress for the brioche Carl. There's so many people that have actually joined in, so thank you, because it's so sweet. I can't stop saying today as well. Gosh. I feel like it's been a while since I've podcasted. Maybe I've just picked up some dirty habits from not doing it in a while. But she's a lovely friend, and it's nice to see her actually podcasting and sharing some of her knitting. So if you haven't watched General Waist Knits, please go over and find her on YouTube and take a look at what she's getting up to. She's got a lovely little show. Also I want to say hello to Lara, my friend of the Farm Knits. She said some really sweet things about a swap package because we did some swaps, and I sent her a load of little bits and bobs that she really enjoyed, but she made me chuckle trying to get viewers to persuade me into opening myself a shop up because she was sharing some cute little project bags with handles that I'd made for her and a giveaway prize. So, hiya! I like to be silly. But, so that's a lot of thank yous. I'm thinking maybe I should do the brioche knit along prize draw now. So I film on my phone, so I have no ability to get up on my phone and show you, but I actually did the prize draw last night, and I have the results on here that I've written down. And what I'm going to do is, the main prize is going to be the Fawn and the Fox metallic mint project bag. So you can see, not very well, the Fawn and the Fox label. It's a lovely bag, absolutely gorgeous, really nice size, really sturdy. Inside's got this lovely chevron fabric, and it's got a lovely bottom as well. So it's a Really nice size. You can fit lots in there. So I love these bags. Lara does a really good job. So that's the main prize, as well as the pattern donation by Kilts and Quilts. Just go zoom back into me. The pattern prize donation is up to $10. So those two are going to be the main prize. And then I'm going to do a secondary prize, which is the gorgeous, cute project bag made by Mina of the Knitting Expat podcast in this beautiful fruit salad fabric. I actually took it out of the tissue paper because I can stick it back in anyway. So it's quite nice for a small project like a pair of socks or something. It's really cute. I love it. It's like a little purse. So that's that one. So I'm taking the main prize from the FO thread, and I did a drawing last night, and the winner for that is, I hope I say it right by the way, my Balder. It's post 11 anyway, and she made the gorgeous brioche-licious shawl, like a few of us have. So congratulations, you win the Fawn and the Fox bag, and you get the pattern prize donation. If you get in touch with me, preferably as soon as possible, and I can, with your shipping details, I can get these out to you. And then the second prize, which is for the Mina Makes project bag, was Physics Girl, which was taken from the chatter thread because I wanted to give a prize to the people that had actually had a go, because it was a hard knit along. So Physics Girl post 45, she also finished and made the brioche-licious shawl, so it all went to people that had actually ended up making and finishing both of their projects. So well done and congratulations. So if both of you could get in touch with me, and we'll sort out your address and get these sent off to you. Thank you to everybody who joined in the knit along, by the way, because I've had so much fun, and it's been great to see everybody joining in and knitting along and sharing help and progress, and even chattering about frustrations. It's still really nice to have had you all participating, and I'm hoping to have, at the minute we've got the Christmas knits Cal, which is just a casual knit along, but if you want to come over and join in that, please do. We're just basically making a list of the Christmas knits that we have to knit up for Christmas, and keep each other motivated, showing progress of how far we've gotten and what we're working on, and it's basically a way of joining in and knit along without getting upset that you can't join in other ones because Christmas presents are important. So please come in and join that over on the Ravelry Group, Killtocraft. More tongues today. Killtocraft Podcast Ravelry Group. We'd love to have you over there, and I think the next big knit along I will be starting in January, but I have no idea what I'm doing yet, so I'm going to have a little bit of a think about it. But if anybody has any ideas or suggestions, please send me a message, because I like to hear your ideas. Let's go to nitty gritty, and we'll do the works in progress. I am going to point out that I did aim to bring one of my works in progress with me today, which is the main thing I've worked on in the past 2 weeks, and I mainly worked on it at work to get a certain amount of rows done each day, so that I was making some progress rather than just a little teensy bit doing a couple of rows. And I left it at work. I realised this morning when I got up and I got my projects out and I was like, oh, I've left it in the bottom drawer at work. So, my mum's waistcoat will be just talked about today. So I'm knitting it from a Serdar pattern. It's a Beachcomber DK pattern, 7285. But I'm knitting it in Country Style DK in a silver cloud colourway, which is just a really light silver. Almost like a neutral, nice, natural, kind of a pebbly silver. Don't know if I'm describing that okay. But anyway, it's like a silvery grey. It's a light silver. And it's got a little bit of lace detail at the bottom, and then it's stocking stitch the rest of the way up. I'm going to take my cardigan off because I'm getting really warm, and I know it's probably the shawl, which is a good thing because it works, but I want to keep it on because, yeah, I've just made it. So, my mum's shawl, I have been working on it massive amount. I've been doing I worked out that over the past 2 weeks to make a good decent amount of progress on it. I took the length of the garment, which I think was 58 centimetres, and I divided it by 8. I think I got 8 point something centimetres and times that by the row tension. Came to roughly about 23 rows a day. And so that's what I've been knitting. I've been knitting 23 rows a day. I think I divided it by 7, actually, for 7 days a week. Yeah, and it came to 8. Anyway, so there's 23 rows a day. And I have completed the back. I've completed the left front. And I'm now up to the armhole on the right front. And I should have technically brought it home and gotten it finished this weekend. How irritating, because technically it's going to run into next week when I want to start my brother's waistcoat. But it doesn't matter. So by the end of, hopefully next week, I'll probably have my mum's finished because I'll have the borders done, the edgings hopefully, and it'll be complete to show next time as a finished object. So I have knitted my booty off on that knit and on this one. So I've been busy. The next project that I've been working on, a teensy bit, is in my gorgeous Halloween bag by Debris. Oh, I forgot to say, happy Halloween, everybody! Ah! Oh my god, I'm so distracted. I completely forgot it's Halloween. And I've been talking about it yesterday and everything. And this morning I've just not realised. So, so silly sometimes that I just don't realise. So, if by any chance Will's mum is watching, Francis, turn off the podcast, because please, just this once. So, I'm going to show you the hat that I'm knitting for Will's mum for Christmas. The yarn is Ginger Twist Studios, and this is it. Try and catch some light on it, because then it looks better. But it's absolutely gorgeous. See if I can zoom in as well for you. Absolutely stunning. And I really love this fabric that it makes as well, using the stitch pattern. It's like a slip stitch pattern, but it makes it a little bit thermal, I think. It makes it feel really thick. Well, not thick, but really quite, not dense, but quite, makes the stitches quite taut in a way. And I think it'll make a really warm hat, so I can't wait to have this finished. I've only done a small amount on that project, but I did do a little bit, so I figured I might as well show it. The next project that I have to show is my in my metallic mint Fawn and the Fox bag with my little Acorn Progress keeper on the zipper. And in here I am working on my Hitchcock sweater. I actually haven't given up on it completely, not yet. I love this lining on this fabric with the scissors, it's amazing. I can't help but look in it, I love it. But yeah, so I actually had a day last week where I finished the left front of my mum's waistcoat a day earlier than I was expecting. I really chugged out the rows on it just so that I could have a day of knitting what I wanted for the week. So I decided that to get one sleeve to a good point and then do the other sleeve and join it onto a circular so I can work them together so they'll both be the same length. And when I last showed you, I was actually knitting them with the pearl on the outside because that's how the pattern is, it's reverse stocking stitch. I got fed up of knitting the reverse stocking stitch, it was hurting my hand. For some reason, trying to knit as fast as I do when I'm doing knit stitches starts to really ache my hands because there's a lot of it. So I decided that I was going to tweak it, pop it inside out. I don't think you can quite tell where I've done it. No. Where I've turned it inside out, so that's good. Because obviously you're working one way round, and then when you turn it inside out you have to go back the opposite way again. And I think I did it so that when I worked the opposite way, my increase was then put in the centre of the two, so it kind of made it invisible, the fact that I'd jumped a row. So I'm working them inside out, and I will work the body inside out up to the top, and then I'll have to think about it, how I join it all together and work it slightly inside out all the way up. But yay, I'm making actual progress on it, which is lovely because I might actually end up wearing it near Christmas. I'm hoping that now I've got my shawl off of the needles that this will now be my evening project. So I'll have my brother's waistcoat at work instead of my mum's waistcoat, and then I'll have my hat to do here and there, and I'll have this project to do on an evening. So I'm hoping beginning of December, some point, I could have a sweater. Please, I want a Christmas sweater that I made. A nice sparkly sweater. So then, my next work in progress, which I've done a little bit on this week. I don't think I've done an adventurous amount by any means, but I don't know how I've done all this knitting. But I have worked on this a little bit. And I've still got my needles on the corner square because I'm doing that one at the minute. So, but I'm working on this row at the top, and these have all been donated by Mina of the Knitting Expert podcast. So here we go, and I'll just get my little notebook out so I can check what the yarns were because I'm not 100% sure. So this one was Arsterman Step. I think I mentioned this one already. This one was an unknown one, and I finished it off with a little bit of Andre Sue Knits in the corner, which I think is really cute because you've got this little lighter square of orange. And then this one is Nora Teo sock. Teo? I think it's Teo, which is really pretty. And this actually got slightly lighter anyway, and it made this like little lighter square as well, which is quite cool. This is Lana Grosser, and this one that I'm working on is Fiver Spates Vivacious 4-ply, which I really love. I love the colour of this. It's really like a dark burgundy and it's beautiful. I thought I'd do an autumnal row, with it being autumn. And I love that. I think it's come out gorgeous. And I can't wait to get a few more squares popped in. Because I've now got some minis for my shawl to put in. I've still got plenty of minis. Oh god, I've got loads of minis. I've got, I won't say loads, but I've got enough to work through. I've got the ones from London House Yarns. I recently got a new one from a friend, which is Desert Vista Dye Works, and it's zone bodies jumping in the leaves, which is awesome. And I can't wait to put that in my blanket. Then I've got the gorgeous ones from Lara. So those are lovely. I've still got quite a few from Andre Sue that I need to pop in. I'm like, minis galore. I've still got 3 from Nina as well to pop still in there. And a few of mine from my shawl. So, I've still got quite a few to amply work on, which is quite nice. When I start to get low, I'm going to panic. So yeah, so I'm absolutely loving working on that at the minute. It's just a really nice project when I've had like a really bad day that I can come home and just relax on that. So I've done a couple of hours on it, I think, over the past few weeks. I've done a couple of squares. I have done a little bit on Will's present for Christmas, which is a cross stitch from cloudfactory.net. But I haven't done a massive amount. I think I've got a couple of letters done. I think I'm going to start doing a bit more on a weekend on that, on Saturdays when he's at work, and then at least I can get some progress made on it. Let's talk about FOs. I've only got one this week and I'm wearing it. So this is my Brioche Alicious shawl by Andrea Mowry of the Drea Renee Knits. And this is how I've decided I'm going to start wearing it, because it's so massive, and I'll show you it. Why not? So this thing is absolutely huge. Like, and it just keeps on going. And yeah, when I was knitting this, I was like, each row is taking me forever, and I think I'd sped up to the point where I could get a row down every 15 minutes, and it was starting to hurt my hands doing so. No wonder, this thing is huge, and I had no idea how big, how insanely big it is. Like, it is massive. So this is the light side, and you can just see like little peaks of the colour through. And this is sock yarn, Bear and Wooler sock, barefoot sock, that was it. And this main colour is the Grenadine colourway. This is for people who are new. This colour is Feel the Beat. This is the copper colourway, and then this is the lime. And I posted a photograph of this yesterday on Instagram of me struggling with it, trying to just get an evening I bound off photo. And I was struggling because it's just so massive. But yeah, you can see all the colours together, and they look and work amazing. And I'm actually gonna wear this out later because I'm going for a coffee, and I think it'll be cool to walk around in. But I absolutely love it, and it's squishy, and it's obviously warm because I've had to take it off, and I'm in the flat, and the flat is not boiling by any means, but I've got myself all like sweltered, and I'm drinking hot tea, which probably doesn't help. Yeah, it's cooled down a bit now. I'm not sure which side's my favourite. I absolutely love this side because it's all speckly. But I'm not sure which side is my favourite. But I suppose it doesn't really matter. I can wear it either way. The problem that I do have with this is the shawl has this kind of peaking point, and then it dips and gets longer, and I think that's just such a weird shape. So when I've got it on, I don't know if I can show you this well enough because it's awkward to get on, just bear with me. So when I've got it on my shoulders, it sits over the shoulders quite nicely, and I'm assuming that that's how it was made to be. You can't really see much else very well. However, I usually drape my shawls around, and then I kind of do something a bit like this and drape them under. Well, that actually worked quite better than I thought it was going to. The other day, you get this bunchiness. And it wasn't quite working, and I had a look on the website, and she kind of throws one end over, I noticed, and has the other end like dangling down a lot, and I was like, oh, I wouldn't wear mine like that. Look, this, what do you do with this? This is what I'm meaning. Like, because this is higher than all the rest of the shawl. It's like this is in level all the way around, so it just sweeps round, which is beautiful. And then you've got this whole section here that can stick up. Maybe I could wear it like this. But yeah, I'm sure you get the gist. I'm messing with it a lot, and I'm looking in the mirror that I use for filming so that I can zoom in the camera, and yeah, I love it anyway. It's massive, squishy, and the bare and voile yarn is gorgeous. Vicky, you've dyed an amazing piece of work because I love this, and I'm going to wear it a lot, and it's going to brighten up my winter, and I know that nobody else is going to have this in these colours. Unless they go ahead and get them custom ordered, of course. So yeah. So this is absolutely amazing. This is my massive shawl, and I love it. And I will get much use out of it, I think, this winter. So brioche as a stitch pattern, I love. I think it's an amazing stitch pattern, and I will definitely work with it again. The warning I will give, anybody who's a beginner will probably struggle with it unless they get shown how to actually do the stitches. It can be quite difficult. But also, if you're doing a 2-colour garment, you have to do 4 rows to get 2, so it takes a while. I have to say that like each section I felt like I was working on it for days to try and get it done. But that's obviously as well because I work full time, so a few evenings basically. So it is a little bit, it is time conscious, is the brioche, and I think doing a big full brioche shawl, I can understand why you'd want to get it done, but you also feel like you're just chugging away at it all the time because it takes so long to knit. But I love it anyway. I've been wanting to cast on another shawl. Really like the idea of joining in the West Knits Doodler MCAL shawl. But I don't know if I've got the capacity to make another big shawl straight off the bat of this one, so I might end up leaving that. But other things that I kind of want to do are I'm joining in on the Tiny Paper Foxes Make Two along, which is Jenny of the Tiny Paper Foxes podcast, and she's got a knit along. It's not, well, it is a knit along, but it's make along. So basically, it's on the premise that you make 2 garments. It can be knitting, sewn, crochet. The premise is that you just make 2. And I really want to get into my sewing. I made a top last year, which after last year in the winter I actually started on some medication, which does put me a little bit of weight on, and I ended up putting a stone of weight on, and I've got it to stop there, so I'm not putting any more weight on at the minute, so that's nice. Thank God. But the top that I made now doesn't fit, so I'd sewn that to sit in my drawer, basically, in my wardrobe. But I would really like to make some dresses that fit me. I've got quite a few sewing patterns. I've not got the courage really yet to go and actually ruin some fabric. I think that's the thing. I haven't got a lot of sewing skills yet, and I know that through having a go at this I might ruin fabric. And fabric's can be quite expensive. And but this Make Two along, I'm gonna give it a go, and I picked a sewing pattern that I really want to try, and I haven't got it yet, but I picked one. It's a Simplicity pattern. I think it's 2215 numbered. I think it's a Cynthia Rowley dress, and it's really cute. It's got it's like not a double breasted, but it's got a button panel down the front. It's got an invisible zipper, which I've never done, so that'll be something that I'll need to try. And it's got pockets. I love things with pockets, skirts, dresses, anything with pockets. I don't know why, I like to be able to put my hands in them, and I think I like to wear jeans and shirts and t-shirts a lot of the time, but if I have a dress and it has pockets, I want to wear it all the time. So I think a dress with pockets is the way to go, and to accompany that I really want to do the Maud sweater, which is in Pom Pom Quarterly autumn issue. I don't know if I've shown you it before. Anyway, it's green, it's got cables on the front, it's got a slightly, it's like a ribbed neck that slightly stands up, but it's not like close to your neck, it just stands around really nicely. It's really lovely, it's gorgeous on. When I went to the Pom Pom stand at Yarndale, Amy was wearing it, and so jealous. So I really want to make that to go with my dress. But that's going to be a challenge, because that's by the end of January, and I don't know if I'll have enough time to make those by the end of January. But I'm going to give it a go, and if not, I'll get it done by February. I'm easygoing, even if the knit along isn't that easygoing. Not that it's not easygoing. You know what I mean, like the time schedule, I might not get it done. And then other things that I want to cast on is socks. I have got a drawer accumulating sock yarn because while I'm doing these Christmas projects, I keep treating myself to sock yarn that I can't knit yet, and oh well. So I really would like to actually cast on some socks sometime too. So, let's go on to some hoarding. I've been chatting to Lee of the Ravlery podcast. I don't know if any of you have heard of Lee. I think you probably have from like Little Bobbins, a Homespun House. Earlier on the year, I think she talked about Lee because she got a few bags. Well, I chatted to Lee on occasions on Instagram and on Ravelry and things like that. And as you know, I changed my podcast name on YouTube to Killtocraft, and that was an experiment to see if I could figure out how to do it fully. Which I will help you with if you really want me to. I do not mind. And she kindly sent me a present. Bless her. She's lovely. She said she wanted to donate a prize to me, to the podcast. So this will be going in my donations bag, waiting for a knit along to add it to. Can't really show you. It's in here anyway. So I'll probably show you at a later date when I actually use it. And she sent a lovely envelope full of stamps for me as well, which is so kind because I'm not rich, and being a podcaster, people kind of forget that when you do knit-alongs and you have to send out all this, well, you probably don't forget, but when we send out all of this post, it actually comes out of our own money, and it does specifically for me. I don't have an Etsy shop. I don't earn extra pennies on top of what I do. I work a full-time job, and that is the household wage, basically. My partner does work part-time. He at the minute is, we at the minute are saving up to get our car fixed, which is an old vintage car, and we want to have it done up properly. So my money looks after us all, for us both and the cat, and pays for bills and everything. So it is hard when I kind of have to budget what I'm sending out. So when I send out the post for this giveaways, I'm going to have a word with the ladies and see where I'm sending them to, how much it's going to cost me, and see if I might be able to send out one now and maybe one in a couple of weeks' time when I do actually get paid again. You see, you kind of have, I like to budget, so I kind of have to budget my money where it needs to go first. But yeah, so she sent me that with a glorious amount of stamps on, so thank you so much, Lee. And she also sent me a little present as well, which is glorious, and I absolutely love it. She kindly sent me a cat bag. Look at it, it's gorgeous. And it's got a handle and these really nicely thick drawstring strings as well, which are really nice weighted, I think. You know, you can tug on them and nothing bad is going to happen. I love that. So these are really strong, and the fabric is like a really nice linen-y canvas, like an upholstery fabric. It's really sturdy. You can tell it's hard wearing, and it's just so nicely sewn and made. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can show you a bit better. But it's so nicely made. The stitching is lovely. I don't know if you can see stitching. Probably a little bit too close up for that. And then the lining, I'm going to put it inside out, because I think, Lee, these bags are so well made. If you haven't actually been to Lee's shop, it's Shop Luli on Etsy. But these bags are so nicely well made, and the size of the pocket is amazing. So you've got a little pocket down here, which is brilliant, because if you have any spare double pointed needles you need to take and you're doing socks or anything, they can go in there. And there's another one here that's slightly wider, and then the one in the centre, which is slightly wider again. but it's such good fabric. Like, I can't get to grips at how wonderfully made these bags are. It's so thick. The lining, it's gorgeous. So I'm really impressed with your bags, Lee. I would actually say to anybody that if you want a hard wearing bag, these are possibly the way to go. They're really sturdy, they're sewn really professionally. Like, everything's so neat and lined up, and it's gorgeous. So yeah, if you haven't been, take a nosy over to Lee's shop over at Shop Luli and take a look at her bags. She does a few sizes. I think she does a mini, a small, a medium, and I think she does a large as well. So, and they're really reasonably priced as well, with gorgeous fabrics. I think she's doing a lot of Christmas fabrics at the minute, which is brilliant. Just zoom back again. So do take a look over there. And obviously I've got a Cal prize as well for future. And then I got a present from a friend. Can't mention this friend, but she sent me a gift. You know who you are. You are lovely, and thank you so much. And she sent me a few little treats, and Lincoln got a little treat as well. Ever so kind. And she sent this just as a thank you, which is so nice and adorable. And I was astounded and shocked, because it's not every day you get something like this just gifted to you. So I got my first skein of hedgehog sock yarn, hedgehog fibres, in Naive colourway. This is a gorgeous pink. I'm not even sure if my camera can do this any justice whatsoever. It is astounding and so ultimately soft. I could cuddle this all day long, I'm not gonna lie. I could absolutely smush it and cuddle it all day till the sheep come home. This is gorgeous. And when I mentioned earlier about possibly doing the Westernits Doodler MCAL, I got this and immediately thought this could be perfect for a Stephen West shawl, and it could be. Like, those colours, man, it's got purples, slight little corally tinges of light orange within the pink, and the pink is kind of like slightly like a light neon. I can't even describe it. It's just beautiful, and it's got little bits of baby pink in where the label is. I love this so much. Like, I was in shock. So thank you so much. Like, I wish I could kind of give you a hug. I can't. I live really far away. But hugs. Thank you so much. This is so kind and generous and possibly the most loveliest thing that I could get through the post. And I will be planning a project for this very soon, because I've got a feeling I'm going to want to knit it. It's so pretty. Oh, I just want to stare and squeeze it all the time. I'm going to put it away because it's very distracting. But yeah, so I I got a bit of yarn through the post and some gifts. I'll show one of the other gifts as well because I really like this. And I got a little cat bag. How cool is that? So I've got two cat little project bags now that I can put socks in. So I'm kitted up, and I'm totally a cat lady, a crazy cat lady. I've been looking at like Christmas sweaters with cats on and stuff like that, and I am a full-on cat crazy lady. So before I round up the end of the podcast, I figured I'd just talk about what I've been up to and what I'm going to be up to. So, and a few podcasts as well. I've been catching up on my podcast watching, and I mentioned General Waste Knits by Humbug Watson, and I've also been catching up with a slightly new podcast called The Charm of It by Ava, I think it is, and her original first couple of episodes are actually on Vimeo and they're on her blog, but her third episode is actually up on YouTube, and if you haven't watched it, it's a little knitting podcast, and it's just really nice, really easy watching, really sit back and relax, and just really enjoyable. So take a look at that. And then another podcast that I have been watching, and I've watched since the beginning of watching podcasts earlier this year, because previously I used to be an audio listener, podcast listener, and then I realised that there were video ones, and I was like, ooh. So the other one is Stitching Between Pages with Robin. Hi, Robin. She's lovely, and she has a podcast, and it talks a lot about what she's knitting, like her socks, her shawls, and at the minute she's just moved to study for her masters, I believe, and she studies women in history, which is really interesting, and I love hearing about all that sort of stuff. It's not something that I really am just naturally interested in, but I like it because it's different and it's something that she's very passionate about, and I enjoy sitting back and listening to her chatter about it, because my God, women are amazing. So sorry if there's any male knitters out there watching, but we are. Us women are talented, and I like to hear about historical ladies, and she also discusses a lot about the books she's reading as well. She's a very passionate book reader. Sorry, Robin. So I just wanted to mention her podcast. I know that Mina had mentioned her early on in the week. I don't know why I hadn't mentioned Robin previously, because I watch her every episode. As soon as she comes out, I watch. So, tut for me. What I've been doing. So, since you saw me last, I had a haircut, which it doesn't look that noticeable, but I've had my hair trimmed. I think because I washed it last night, it looks a bit poofy, and it kind of doesn't look as short as it probably should do. I've also been watching and catching up on a few TV TV seasons. Oh God. Anyway, I've been catching up on the latest season of American Horror Story, and also catching up on watching some Walking Dead, which I kind of didn't previously watch due to somebody else's view on what they thought about it at work, and I probably shouldn't have listened, because I love zombies, and I do work with older, grumpy people sometimes, and yeah, so I got told by Danny of the Little Bobbins podcast that I really shouldn't listen to these people. So I'm going to take her advice. And I started watching this week, so I've watched a few episodes of the first season and I'm really enjoying it. So that's really good. And American Horror Story Season 4 is awesome. I've got a bit of an aversion to clowns, but the clown in that actually doesn't scare me, which is weird, because he's meant to be scary and he should scare me, but I think the lack of makeup, like lack of white makeup, red nose, big eyes, I think that is actually dampened down the scare factor for me, which is a bit odd, but I'm actually managing to be able to watch it. So that's really good. And the other week we went out for a meal as well, up to the Smokehouse Grill place near us, and met Will's sister's boyfriend, who is American, and they are going over to Nashville soon again, so we hadn't actually met him yet, and this was the first time we met him, so that was really lovely, and we had a really good evening with friends, and it was just really nice catch up. So I've enjoyed that. Work has been a little bit iffy this week. I've had a good week, and then I had a day that spoiled it. But it's alright, because I'm feeling quite good today, and I've kind of shrugged it off for the minute, so that's good. Kind of let it blow over. I think I chatted to Lara yesterday about it, and I think she really made me feel a little bit better, and it's just nice to be able to chat to somebody about a slight issue you're having. So that was really nice. Thank you, Lara, for being such a good friend. She's lovely, and we do chat her a lot, and I love our friendship. It's really nice. So what am I up to this weekend? Today I'm obviously filming, and then I need to get the video pieced together and processed this afternoon and get it up on YouTube later this afternoon. So it's going to be a rush job, because I'm meeting a friend after filming, and we're going for coffee and a look around the shops and a bit of a catch up, so that's going to be really nice. And then obviously I need to sort out the video and get that up, because, well, you need to know what's going on with the Carl and who won and giveaways, and it's just too exciting and I don't want to have to make you wait. So yeah, that needs to be out today. I promised. Then when I get home, I need to also get ready as well, because Will's taking me out for a really sweet meal. Next week is our anniversary of when we got together, which is really cute. And rather than book a weekday, book in a restaurant, because he knows that after days at work it can be stressful, or if anything bad's happened then I'm really tired and not in the mood. I like to just cozy up with a cup of tea and my knitting, so he thoughtfully booked a weekend meal. So we're having a pre-anniversary dinner, which he called it that, and we are going out for tea. I was laughing yesterday with Lara because I mentioned to her that we weren't dressing up for Halloween because Will wouldn't let me, because when I asked him how we were going to be dressing up for the meal, he said just wear something nice, and I was like, oh, so we aren't going to actually dress up, and he went, what do you mean? And I went, well, it's Halloween, are we not going to dress up while we go out for our meal? And he was like, no, and I was like, oh. Because I think it'd be really funny as two sat there having a romantic meal dressed as zombies, tucking into our dinner and romantically holding hands. I think it'd be hilarious, but he's not taking it. So that won't be happening, but I think it's just a funny image in my head and it amuses me. So afterwards we have got a film to watch. I think it's it's a zombie film, but it's kind of got a feeling of Mad Max. I don't know how it's going to work, but anyway, we are watching that tonight. I can't remember what it's called. I'll post a picture on Instagram when we do watch it. And I'm going to kick back and relax, and I'm going to get my knitting out. And just chill, I think. Got some popcorn in the cupboard. I've got a couple of projects that I'm thinking of starting. So not only have I mentioned some projects that I would like to cast on, but I'd like to also cast on the Beezy pattern that Mina at the minute is making, and I have some alpaca in my stash that might make a small version of one of these for me. Keep my ears warm. So I might try that because I'd like to start some more brioche. And then this shawl pattern, which is the Balbulia, designed by Emily Nora O'Neill. It's Barocco pattern. I don't know if you can see it if I zoom in. Maybe if I take it out of the shiny wrapping, that will help. But this, yeah. And it's just garter stitch, simple garter stitch. But I was thinking that tomorrow, Will's away, he's visiting friends, and they're going to, in the morning, he's been picked up, and they're going to a wrestling show in the afternoon, evening. And I have the entire day to myself, so I'm going to tuck up with the cat, some television, seasons, and my knitting. So easy garter stitch shawl knitting will be had, I think. And I think that's it for this week. So I think my main question for this episode is just if you have any future Cal ideas, maybe share them on the episode thread. Please come over and join us. And it's been really great getting an episode out to you this week. And congratulations to the two winners, Samantha and I don't know if it's May. I hope so anyway. If I'm getting it wrong, I'm sorry. But congratulations to both of you. So lucky. And hope to see you all soon. So bye.